Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can configure one of the great capability of Defender for cloud apps, right? So what is that capability and how that is going to help us as an IT pros as well as security and compliance team to be able to see the user's activity, right? So basically it's going to be a monitoring activity or to protect the user privacy, right? Now, you might be wondering, or you might have questions, right? Why we wanted to monitor users' activity and how it is going to help us to protect the user's privacy, right? Now, it is something like when there is any user or any uh, specific user who is working on different activities or different projects and confidential details across the organization, right? They do have a lot of files, they do have a lot of activities happening, and all those activities would show up under their mail communication as well as on their applications as well as out of 365 services along with OneDrive and SharePoint and all those activities, right? So whenever any user opens up any files, it shows under the recent activity, right? So all those activities would be hidden, right? So to do that and to hide that, this capability or this feature is going to be the right, and we don't want to show us or show up those activities on the user's side. And then we as an IT pros and security and compliance team, they can take the appropriate actions if in case maybe if someone sees those activities and those are the confidential details, we really don't want to show them, right? Or any other users when people are in meeting and calls and they are sharing any details, that means only the detail is available to show which is available and that user is accessing and using it actively, right? But remaining rest all other activities would be hidden, right? And that is why this feature is going to be the one which we can configure as a security pro or security side, and we can hide those activities, right? Basically, we would hide as well as we would monitor all those activities separately, so that we also wanted to uh, anyone, maybe if someone tries to do any sharing or kind of data exfiltering and all those activities would also help us to speed up the process if in case there is an incident or there is a situation which is going to be or which is taking place that is not really expected, right? A kind of data leakage, right? So that is when this is going to be helpful for the organizations to implement and keep it in, right? So this is not only for a specific user, but for all those users who are doing very much confidential work across the organization. It could be the people who are working with the clients and they do have a lot of confidential details of maybe potential business deal, potential projects, right? Potential financial context of financial details, right? And those are the details which are really important for organizations to keep it safe and secure, as well as should not be easily accessible to anyone, right? And that is why organization has to take appropriate measures and hide that data or keep that data monitoring at one side as well, right? And I'm going to show you how we can configure that within the Defender portal, right? And then what are the steps that we should take, right? So before starting, I would request you to like this video, share it with your friends and people, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well so that you get to see every new video once it is available. All right, so let's start it. Let me share my screen quickly here and we will start, and I'll go through and walk you through with all those steps, right? So starting from this page wherein I'm on the Defender portal, right? And from the Defender portal, you would see, or we can go to the end on this left side navigation pane where we have permissions tab, right? So under the permissions tab, we would see all of these different roles or permissions we can see, but this capability which we can configure from here, which is activity privacy permissions, which is control which admins can reveal private activities, right? So click on this one. Once you click over here, we have users to add option, right? So I can simply add users, but behind the scene, there are two options, or there is simple one of the option which says activity privacy can be managed in scope and deployment and privacy option, which is, let's say, if I open it in a separate tab, and this is just a Microsoft Learning document, even you can go through that as well, which is going to be showing us this one, and which is private activities are not forwarded to Defender XDR advanced hunting and are not passed on in our SIM integrations as well, right? So those are not forwarded or allowed to move for further investigations or something like that, right? And there is a bunch of other details as well. So that can also be viewed and you can go through, learn and understand more on it, right? But over here, you can see that we can target a specific group which we wanted to, right? And here is the bit of information which says control the privacy of user activities, and only admins with the relevant permissions can view hidden activities. So there is a permission that we can see upon clicking on that hyperlink or that redirection. So it will redirect us to the same page again, but over here we have option to add a group, right? So over here we can see there are a bunch of different groups, whether we wanted to target a simple group or a specific group, which may be a specific application, right? Wherein that application has different activities, and those activities are being run through by or used by different people across the organization. And application, let's say you wanted to target a financial application, right? You can target that application, and that is going to be considered as the activity monitoring as well, along with all users, external users, then Microsoft 365, which is the default on administrator account, and this one, which is a Okta integration that I have enabled, right? And then we can do that. Just a minute. All right. So here we have a bunch of options and groups, right? Which we can add. But if in case we don't want to add any of these one, there is one option to target a separate unique group, right? Which is over here, right? So once you click on it, it's going to open up another page, and from there we would have options to add or import specific group. Also, you would see all those existing groups that we saw in the previous page, right? And from there, we can either select and add. So these are the imported groups automatically by default. And here's the option for us to import any group. Now you would see the two options. In my case, there are two options, but in your case, if you don't have any other integrations like Okta or any other, you won't see any other integrations apart from Enter ID, right? But I have an Okta integrated with this tenant. That is why you see the Okta integration tenant or subscription ID here, right? So let's say if I have to import a group from Enter ID, then if I select it, it is going to give me a bunch of different groups which are created in the Android ID portal, right? And from there, I can select either any of these groups, and probably it is going to be the group that is going to be imported, and then I can simply target the same group, right? And there is a little option which says notify me by email when the import is complete. So this is going to take a bit of time, and this is going to send an email to notify me as an administrator, get the notification saying the import is completed and you are good to go ahead with the activity monitoring policy creation or group addition, right? So now let's say I wanted to import this group. I would simply click on import button and it is showing successfully imported, but at the same time, you would see it is showing as importing, right? That means it's going to take a bit of time, maybe a few minutes or maybe more than that, right? So if it is going to take more time, then definitely it has to import all users and everything from the Entra to this specific cloud application or Defender suite, and then has to show it and make it available. But once it is available, definitely we can go back over here and that group will show up over here for us to add it, right? So once it is added, it is going to be easy for us to go ahead and deploy that policy. Now I'll show you an example. Let's say I wanted to target external users for now and add it, right? Now, once it is added, this group is added over here. Either we can go ahead and delete it or we can add more groups, right? And over here, there is one step I wanted to show you as well, right? Uh, Once we add user, and here's the option as well. Once we add a specific user, maybe let's say I wanted to add users 365 days or like, right? So let's add it. Okay, so it says user does not have access to this portal. So what I will do is I will add my account instead of, because this account has already access to this portal, and then add permission. And perfect. So it is added, and there is option to add or delete user access as well. Right. So once we do that, there is this tab which says add permission. So this is added, right? And to view that one, we have option which is in activity log pane in the right side. Private activities, they can, okay, so it is going to be visible under this step. So private activities. So it should be here, activity logs. Now it should show up with all those options. Exactly that option where we wanted to see show activity logs option, which is showing up over here, right? So private activities basically. And once we have that available, probably that is not going to show immediately, but it is going to certainly show that one. Okay, let me go back to this page, and the admins can be assigned private permissions to private activities. Okay, so this is only for administrators, not the any other users. And then go back to the top. Table settings and then select. Okay, it says table settings. Let's see, there is that one. that one. Okay, so it seems it needs some time to show up that option upon enable, right? Because it is not yet showing up over here. And even in the document as well, if you go ahead and see that document, it does not give the clarity, or if it is not showing the complete details, right? Where that is going to be and how it is going to show, right? So that is something we can just go ahead and see. See, it is not here as well. These are the cloud app catalogs. There's no health as well. It shows under the activity log, but if you go back and see the activity logs, and then it should show up, but probably it is not showing up now because it is still not yet. Yep. So here is the option which is showing now, right? You can see that there are 20 till this one, but the option is not yet enabled, which is this one, which shows show private activities, right? Which is showing till default build, but you don't see that, right? So this is how it is going to be showing us, and this option was showing up, but it was only with the default options which are available over here. You can see, right? So yeah, this is how you can filter it out those activities and monitor. And one thing is important to know and understand, this is only accessible to the administrator accounts and administrators, not the any of the users or any of the standard user accounts, right? So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you and talk about this capability and this feature. Hope you like it, hope you learn it, something new, and let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, and you wanted to clarify something out of this one, and I would be happy to help and collaborate on anything that you want to do. And yeah, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, people around you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, right? To see and get every new video whenever it is available. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.